Hey, what's up? Jesse here from JP Modified. Now, my recent videos have all been about modding. I'd like to take a quick commercial break to show my gratitude to all the companies that have been supporting me in all my modding activities. Now, what we're going to take a look at today is the Thermaltake Toughpower DPS G series power supply, which is rated at 80 plus titanium. This is a very good power supply. The OEM is CWT. CWT is actually one of very good OEMs out there making power supplies, and since they're making this one for Thermaltake, we can pretty much rest assured that these power supplies are really good. Now, I know the box is kind of beat up. I think it's already been pre-opened for checking. I don't know. Outside the box, if you do not mind all the deformations and everything, you'll see all the features that are on the power supply. And at the back, you'll see the available connectors and other descriptions. And at the side, you'll see some advertisements for the DPS technology software, and also at the other side. Right now, let's go take a look at what's inside. First, inside the box is a power cable, and this is the cable that connects the power supply to your PC. With this cable, you're able to connect with the Thermaltake DPS technology software. Warranty cards. I don't see any stickers. The cables, and wow, look. These come with what everyone looks for. These cable combs are not made out of acrylic, they're made out of plastic. So there is lesser chance for you to break them like you would the other open cable combs. This is a great addition to this series. You'll have plenty of them here. I'm guessing you'll have more than a pair for each type of cable that you have inside. Now, if they have cable combs, we'll take a look at what cables are sleeved in this kit. We have a PCIe cable that's sleeved. One thing I'd like to point out before moving forward, I prefer PCIe cables to come individually. I know some of you know that some power supply cables come with two PCIe connectors that go to the graphics card itself and have only one connector that goes to the power supply. It's really troublesome, and it doesn't look as good as these types of cables that are individual. Please take note that these cables are 6+2. Comes with 8 pieces of PCIe cables. Now, what's interesting is the route that Thermaltake took in coloring the power supply cables. The color is kind of looks like gold, a certain shade of gold with red and black. Now, it's going to be interesting to find a build that would be able to match this, since the power supply is RGB. I would have suggested or would have preferred them just stick to black sleeve cables. However, though, these cables are really good quality. Taking a look at them and being a modder, I've seen all different types of cables. These cables, I'm guessing they are PET, plastic, so they're less prone to dust. They are really easy to tidy. See, you can bend them like this and then they don't scatter. So kudos to Thermaltake for adding this. Now, moving forward with the rest of the cables, this is the 24-pin power connector. Let's take a look at the 8-pin auxiliary cable. This is actually the most important part in cable management, because sometimes these cables are too short. Now, since you'll be routing them from behind your motherboard tray, some power supplies just don't have cables that long enough. Since Thermaltake is already making huge cases, I'm pretty sure this is long enough to fit, or just to go behind your motherboard tray from your power supply at the bottom. This is, my best guess, around 2 feet, which is actually more than enough. Now, moving forward with the rest of the cables, these come in the traditional black flat cables. Here's a Molex, another Molex, SATA connectors or SATA power supplies. So these actually have plenty of SATA power connectors, just in case you want to build a server or something. And also floppy connector. Setting that aside, we shall take a look at the power supply itself. I like how power supplies or flagship power supplies are packed in this type of foam. You're assured that it'll get to you in one piece without a dent. The box is pretty beat up, but as you can see, the power supply is in pristine condition. This is a pretty huge power supply, a little bit longer than the normal power supplies that I've used at least. It's probably about an inch longer, but I'm sure that there will be plenty of room in any case to fit this. I like how this is Thermaltake's approach on the vent, and as you can see, there's the Rgb fans. Thermaltake ring Rgb fan that's been incorporated in the power supply. Now, a few months ago, some modders, me included, experimented on opening up some of the Thermaltake power supplies and fitting in the regular ring LED fans inside, and they looked awesome. Now, I think Thermaltake took note of what we were doing and basically made something better, made this Rgb. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of questions on why would you need an Rgb fan on your power supply since you're not going to see it anyway. See, the interesting thing is you'll still see it anyway. Unless you put a power supply cover, then of course you're not going to see anything. But if you like to show off the source of juice in your system, yes, you'll be able to see the Rgb. Okay, as you can see at the side here, the vents will show the strip from the ring Rgb fan. So this will look really good. Now again, unless you put a power supply cover, which probably 80% of the people actually do, then the Rgb wouldn't matter. But in this case, I strongly suggest you do not do that, so you can show off the color accenting inside the power supply. Very heavy. This is currently Thermaltake's flagship PSU, so behind that you see a very huge power switch, a covered power cable in the front. You'll see this is where you plug in that USB cable that goes to your motherboard. Here are the PCIe cables. This is where the 24-pin connectors go and peripherals go here. I'm really proud to own one of these power supplies. From out of the box, you can really tell that this is a really good quality power supply. It's heavy. The materials, the casing surrounding it is really good quality. They didn't skimp on anything actually. The vents look beautiful. So regardless of whatever orientation you put your power supply in or you're used to putting in, this will look good with your system. Now, I know some of you will probably have little issues about yellow and stuff, but those are just minimal. Just a few vinyl covers, and then just leave this one here open, then you'll have a kick-ass system. I will be putting this in a system as soon as I can to test out its power. Right now I'm only owning a single GPU setup, so I'm really not able to push this power supply to its limit yet. However, I have two extra 980s coming over, so I'm gonna run a triple 980 setup, and I'm gonna power it with this, and I'll let you guys know. Oh yeah, one more thing. This is backed by a 10-year warranty. So that tells you guys that if you are given a 10-year warranty, then it's not going to be expected to break within 10 years. All right, if it does, ship it over to Thermaltake. I'm sure they'll send you a new one. Pretty easy. Once again, this is Jesse from JP Modified. Next video again will be about modding. I have 2 videos currently in the works. We're still editing, we're still waiting for parts. I really can't release any of it yet because they are still not complete. So the build I did for Asus is still yet to be here. Currently we're working on a case from Lee. And of course the Modding Fighting Championship has officially begun. This is actually the second box I got from them for the event. So we're going to be doing a video log on the actual build. I won't be sticking to just pictures this time. I'll show you guys the actual build logs and videos. Okay, so I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you stay subbed. Thank you very much for your support so far. Thank you Thermaltake, thank you Kenny, thank you Andy for sending this over. Thank you Avexer, thank you Asus, and thank you everyone else for always supporting me with everything. See you soon.